What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to take a dive into the misconception and rhetoric that's often used in the sneaker community when purchasing for under retail via third-party apps such as StockX, Go, Flight Club, etc. Now, I will say there is pluses and there is minuses when dealing with this type of transaction. And that's what we're going to go over today in this episode. So let's get into it. But first and foremost, quick shout out to Rafi Collects and the Collection family. And that was a very good discussion that we all had this past Friday during his live stream. Very valid points that was being made. And I was saying most things your average sneakerhead would know, but for the novice sneakerhead, they might not get it. And that is what this video is for. Once again, shout out to the Rafi Collects and Collection family. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, as a lot of you already know, there's been tons of sneakers that dropped this year that's been sitting and just basically no interest at all in the shoe. And there's a big misconception going on in the sneaker community of basically purchasing sneakers for under retail via third-party apps versus foregoing the actual release of the sneaker on the Nike and Sneakers app. And that theory somewhat makes sense if you think about it. Why would I purchase a sneaker if it's actually going for under retail? That makes no sense. But does it really? So let's take a quick look at the pros and cons of the situation. And a perfect example is actually on the home page as we speak. This Air Jordan 4 Oxidized Green actually released today. And let's take a look at my size 12. It's actually going for $186. And I can already tell you that's below retail. And taking a look at the Nike app, the shoe goes for $215 retail. And as you can see, we do have a full size run. So this shoe is sitting. And what that does by sitting on the Nike app, it drives the price down on StockX. So one would say, why would I purchase this sneaker off the Nike app for $215 when I can get it from StockX for $29 cheaper? Makes no sense, right? Well, it actually really does. Keep watching. So the first pro I have in this misconception of purchasing for under retail is actually purchasing for under retail. And the second pro I have is that you can probably actually get the shoe prior to its release date and have it early in hand. And the reason being is most sneaker boutiques and sneaker sellers, they actually have their pairs in hand early. And if you often wonder how these shoes go for under retail, it's basically most of these same sellers. They get on these third-party apps and put the shoe at a discounted price. Basically their wholesale price, and that gives them the ability to drive the cost down if they feel like the shoe will sit, which this shoe is sitting right now. So they're basically trying to offload their pairs to take the least hit that they can possibly take. Again, they purchased this shoe from Nike for wholesale, so there's going to be profit to be made on their part. And those two pros are really my only pros: getting a shoe for under retail and also having a chance to get the shoe early in hand, especially for content creators such as myself. It gives us the opportunity to get these shoes in hand and create content to let you guys know the quality of the shoe. So get into the cons of this misconception. First con I have is the dealer fees from these third-party sites. And those same dealer fees are actually the catalyst that really debunks this whole under retail misconception. And once you factor in the dealer fees, the shipping price, it oftentimes drives the cost of the shoe past retail. I will say in some instances, even if you purchase off of StockX and the price is actually above retail versus the Nike price, it can come in slightly less than the actual Nike price. So let's do a quick example and some quick math. Normally the shipping is free. I would say taxes, tack on somewhere around $14, so $219 shipped from Nike. So on StockX, my size is going for $186. As I stated earlier, that's $29 below retail. And the StockX verification fee plus sales tax plus shipping, it's normally between $30 and $40. I'm actually looking at it on my phone, and my out the door price would be $221.39. And once again, taking a look at Nike, we had $215 plus what I said was $14, so it total comes out around $229. So basically we're looking at an $8 difference. One could say that you actually did get it from under retail. Okay, so keep that same $8 in mind. That moves us to my second con, which deals with shipping and QC verification. One can easily say, well, you have to wait for Nike to ship your product, but the difference is when dealing with StockX and third-party sites, the seller actually has to ship the shoe first to get verified by StockX. And then you have to also wait for StockX to verify it and ship it again. So you have 2 shipping processes to have to wait for versus 1. And the third con I have, well, I basically lumped it into the second, which was shipping process. The third con could be the QC process, which I will tack on for the potential of receiving fakes if that verification and QC process is not executed correctly. So in my opinion, what it basically boils down to is $7-8 really worth taking a chance and potentially receiving a fake pair of shoes because there is human error involved? Or would you rather pay that $8 more and receive your sneaker from the actual source, which is Nike? I know some that will pay that $8 more for that peace of mind. Because again, as I stated, you do have to wait for 2 shipping processes to be completed, and also the verification process, which involves human intervention when verifying these shoes. And with how volatile the UA market is right now, it's a lot of variables that goes into QC processes and verifying shoes. I will say that much. And if you're really interested in those QC processes, hit that like button. Let me know that you're interested, and I can make a separate video detailing the boom of the UA market versus retail and the potential risks of those shoes making it through these verification QC checks. Okay, so first example was actually $8 under retail total shipped. Second example I have is Jordan 4 Military Blue. We did go to a size 10. The shoe retail for $215 is priced at $210, under retail $5. So doing the math on this shoe, the actual verification fee was $9, shipping $14. And that total price came out to $234. And doing the same math, if you actually purchase this shoe from Nike, $215 plus $14, $229. So this shoe would actually be $5 more than the actual retail of the shoe, $234 versus $229. Now granted, this shoe is not available on the Nike app as we speak, but it has restocked on various sites such as Foot Locker and JD Sports Finish Line. So you can still actually purchase this shoe from some brick and mortar stores. So you can somewhat see how the below retail misconception can be misconstrued if you really don't pay attention to the market and also these verification fees and shipping costs on these third-party apps. You could really end up paying actual retail or slightly over or slightly under. And that makes absolutely no sense to have to wait through 2 shipping processes and a verification process versus getting it straight from the source. And guys, as I just stated about the UA market versus retail, if you want to see that video of my tips and pointers to look out for, hit the like button. But you know what? I'm going to give you a tip right now. One thing you want to look out for if you indeed want to shop at places such as StockX to get a shoe early in hand. You want to know if that particular shoe was heavily replicated and in high rotation months prior. Take this shoe for example, the Military Blue 4. I know for a fact that this shoe was heavily replicated months prior to the release of the shoe. Months, I mean 3 to 4 months prior. It was heavily in rotation. So when you have that issue, you want to be very careful on purchasing shoes early from these third-party sites, because there will be a lot of replicated sneakers being shipped in hopes of verification. So the chances of receiving a fake increase heavily. And here's another tip. Take this shoe for example, the Jordan 1 Retro High 85 OG Metallic Burgundy. Now this shoe was set to release, I want to say February, but it was actually pushed back to June 22nd, next Saturday. And as you can see in my size 12, right now it goes for $148, which is below retail. I think this shoe retails for $200, which after fees and shipping comes to around $181. So you actually do save a decent amount on this particular shoe right now. But what I like to do when dealing with this type of shoe, I know is not heavily replicated. The UA market actually has a hard time replicating the Jordan 1 High 85 cut. And I've actually not seen this shoe being replicated or in rotation. So I know for a fact that the percentage of this shoe being a retail pair is very high. So in these type of cases, I feel more comfortable actually purchasing the shoe, knowing that there's not any fakes on the market of it. And as I just stated, that this shoe right now sells for $181 shipped in this size. I actually did purchase this shoe back in February when it was initially going to release. I think I purchased it maybe a day after they stated that it was being pushed out 4 months. And at the time, the price was still stating that it was under retail, but after verification, shipping, and all those fees, it actually came out more than what the retail of the shoe is going for. So that's a perfect example to what I'm saying with the misconception of the under retail rhetoric that we hear in the sneaker community. But I myself did go into it knowing that it was gonna be somewhat higher than retail. But again, to the novice sneakerhead, they might not understand it and actually think they're getting a bargain for their price versus actually picking this shoe up for retail. So just to recap this whole misconception and rhetoric we hear about pricing under retail on third-party apps, there's pros and cons to it all. As I stated, especially for like content creators, it gives them the opportunity to get the shoes in hand and in turn create content for the consumer to make a well-informed purchase on their part. And like a lot of things, some people are just willing to pay for that convenience of actually getting a shoe early and just not wanting to deal with the overall hurdles that you have to go to sometimes on release day. They'd just rather have their pair secured. So I get it. But the problem somewhat comes in when you have that FOMO bug. You have people having a fear of missing out. They run over to these third-party apps and they see below retail and they jump in head first, thinking that they're actually getting a deal. And I would just state, just do some research, use your judgment, because there are a lot of factors and variables that goes through these processes, such as the QC verification process. And I will say that I have dealt with StockX in particular. I would say that I have maybe 5 to 6 purchases with them. Only one purchase I had that was refused during the QC process. I think they found that a seller had actually sent in a fake pair. So their QC process did catch that shoe. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of QC processes on a daily basis. And with human intervention involved, there's bound to be errors. So I will say, take it for what it's worth. But yeah, guys, that's what I have for you today. Just wanted to come through with a quick video discussing the misconceptions and rhetoric that we hear throughout the sneaker community when it pertains to purchasing sneakers for under retail on these third-party sites such as StockX, Go, Flight Club, etc. And if you found this video somewhat helpful, please give me a big thumbs up. And also, please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned. More videos on the way. And till the next time, peace.